Welcome back to WHHI News. Joining me now is Dr. Adam Kathmarchi, and he is with the National Alliance for Drowning Prevention. Doctor, thanks for joining us today. I know you want
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know you want to give us some really important tips for parents or people watching out for young children who are around the water as far as ways we can avoid getting into a situation where there might be a drowning. Can you let us know some of your thoughts?
Yeah, there's no one single strategy that's going to fully reduce the risk of drowning or completely eliminate it. So we recommend our strategy is 5 layers of protection to keep your family safer around the water this summer season. First is barriers and alarms. We want to restrict access. 70% of our toddler drownings are happening during non-swim times. So we want to make sure we have good fencing and barriers in place, or even alarms that can notify you if a child goes into an area where they're not supposed to be. Supervision during swim time activities. If you have a weaker non-swimmer, we do recommend being in the water with them, always practicing touch supervision where you can reach out and touch them. And also swimming near a lifeguard is always a great recommendation. Get your kids into swim lessons as early as possible to learn basic aquatic skills. The American Academy of Pediatrics now recommends that a child can be ready to start swim lessons as early as their first birthday after consulting with their pediatrician. And we really want those children to learn basic aquatic skills such as floating to help keep themselves safe. Fourth would be the appropriate use of life jackets, making sure anytime we're around natural bodies of water or boating, we have that U.S. Coast Guard tested and approved life jacket in place. And then fifth, drowning is an accident. So we just want to always be ready. It happens when we least expect it, knowing how to make a quick water rescue, reaching and throwing something out to a person, knowing high quality CPR with rescue breaths, and also knowing how to make that 911 call. It's all super critically important.
Very important. You mentioned setting up alarms if someone's got a pool in their backyard, an alarm so if the door is open from the house and a toddler tries to go out, an alarm alerts you immediately, or if the pool is fenced in, that if that gate is open, immediately. Those are all great suggestions. I want to ask you, though, for those of us who might have children who are a bit older, I've got a 7 and 9-year-old two grandsons. They're not the best of swimmers because they are not around water a lot. Swimming lessons, would you say that's really a must? I mean, they don't know how to tread water.
Yeah, it's a really super critical skill to learn. Swimming is one of the few sports that is a sport, but it's also a life-saving activity. And, we don't need a child to know all 6 competitive swimming strokes and be an Olympic swimmer. We just need them to have basic water skills such as floating, treading, and being able to make it a little bit of a distance if they find themselves in the water. And, you mentioned, your children are in the 7 to 9-year-old age range. But, when we think about, older children, even into the teenage years, they're more likely to drown in natural bodies of water, and just having that basic water competency can make a huge difference when it comes to their safety.
Yeah, I mean, and the fear for people who do not know how to swim that are even adults, you can really see it register if they're around water. And I mean, there are going to be times in our lives where we might be on a boat, et cetera. So you really need those life jackets too, as you mentioned. Any other suggestions you want to give us before we let you go?
There's so much to cover on water safety and so many different things you can do to keep your family safe. I recommend visiting ndpa.org, looking at all of our resources, such as our vacation water safety checklist, learning more about the 5 layers of protection. We even have a checklist that can help you find the right swim lesson for your family.
Well, we appreciate your time today, and we hope that you, your family, and all of our families have a safe summer around bodies of water. Thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Stay right there. When we come back, we'll find out about preserving Gullah Geechee neighborhoods on Hilton Head Island. We'll be right back.